The state regents approved tuition increase requests from our 25 public colleges and universities in the state. It was a result of essentially an all-day hearing yesterday where each of our 25 college and university presidents presented their specific needs with regard to tuition after extensive discussion with their students, with others on campus in an effort to determine what would be the appropriate request to make to the state regents. I think it's important to note that as we look at the decisions made today, and tuition today on an average was the requests were approved for an average of right at about a little over 5.5%. 2 years ago, Oklahoma was one of only 2 states in the nation to freeze tuition and mandatory fees at the research university level, the regional university level, and the 2-year community college level. Last year, tuition on an average increased essentially 5%. At the same time, over this last 2-year period, we've experienced record enrollment highs in the history of our state system of higher education. Our state appropriation was reduced this year by 5.8%, and again on the heels of significant enrollment increases. We very much understand the downturn in the economy and appreciate the work that Governor Fallin and the legislature did. We understand that in a down economy that there are going to be reductions, and that's one reason we have put together over the last 3 years a series of cuts and cost reductions in our state system of higher education that total over $112 million. We truly are one of the most affordable states in the nation, and at a time where we have either had a 0 increase in tuition or a 5%. Many other states are increasing tuition in not only in the double digits, but there are 3 or 4 instances in California and Georgia where we've seen increases as much as 28 and 30%. I also think it's important to note that this significant increase in enrollment is a clear indication that students and parents understand the value and the need for a college degree. I think there's always concern about tuition. That's one reason many institutions yesterday indicated that as they're making the requests for tuition increases, they're also moving to add more scholarship and financial aid opportunities on their campuses. And as I say, if you look at it, it obviously the price and the cost is something that we are very concerned about, and that's why you just go back the last 3 years, a 0 increase 2 years ago, a 5% increase last year, and again this year, and you compare that to what other states are increasing their tuition. We are comparing very well. I think we're putting Oklahoma at a competitive advantage, and again, it also reflects sensitivity and concern for the financial needs of our students and their parents.